The PPP promised in our 2020 manifesto a path to prosperity that we will deliver 50,000 house lots in 5 years. The PNC-AFC said it was impossible. I'm here to tell you that we have almost delivered 40,000 house lots and we still have another year to go.
Guyana, let me tell you something you don't know. The PPP, standing government, One Guyana government, may have, like the Honorable Minister within the Ministry of Housing, Susan Rodriguez, would have just said that the PPP pledged to deliver 50,000 house lots. And at the end of 4 years, they have already delivered 40,000, even though the new AFC said that it was impossible. Well, Guyanese brothers and sisters, it's quite easy to get some from loaders, some bulldozers, some excavators, some bobcats, and push down a piece of land when you get hundreds of millions of dollars in the NRF and at the IMF. It's very easy to do. The government continues to try to talk us to death and blow hot air in our faces about all that they've been doing, when in reality, what has actually happened is the price of land has doubled probably 200% since this government got into office. The gross domestic product gone up. The taxes have remained the same. Now house lots that used to be $150,000, $200,000 back in 2015 and 2011 and 2008 and 2014 now has gone up to $600,000, $500,000, $700,000. Land in remote areas that haven't even been developed as yet. They don't have pipe, they don't have current there, they don't have internet. And the land in these areas, for some reason, is $1 million, $1.2 million. And this is what the PPP standing government continue to bring out these new bloods to try to rub it in our faces to tell us they're doing so much for us, when Guyanese have to pay this amount of money for land who are being paid the least salary, who are being paid 60,000 Guyana dollars per month minimum wage, because that is what the minimum wage is. Guyanese teachers who are earning $148,000 and $45,000 a month now, after they give the measly 10% increase, now have to pay $1 million for a house lot in an area that is remote, in some rural area. And this is what the government want to have to sing praises for, because they delivering house lots. They didn't give any Guyanese any house lot. Not that I know of. Guyanese are charged an arm and a leg for house lot, while a part of international fiscal goodies to entice them to come to Guyana and invest to oppress Guyanese who are paid the lowest salaries is land availability and tax exemptions. Guyanese brothers and sisters, don't be fooled by the politics of these rich, wealthy women. These women that could just build a TikTok account and just come and blow out there in our faces when they're enjoying hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary, hundreds of thousands of dollars in allowance, when they probably have 3 and 4 house lot, when they can simply make a call and get a house lot fast track for their family and their friends and their cohorts and their affiliates. We know as regular grassroots Guyanese that when we get the land paper, and as a matter of fact, the people that actually got the land paper recently when they distributed land in Linden here, these 600,000, 800,000 and $1 million house lot, even though they pay us such low salaries, no subsidies on the house lot, the people have to find the money by a certain amount of time, within a certain window. And if the people don't find the money, we got to look and see where it's going to happen, because this government good at promises. But every time they fulfill a promise, there's something wrapped in it to just oppress Guyanese even farther. And in this case, it's the gigantic mammoth prices for remote house lots. This is the issue. This is what the government loves to do. Spread a propaganda, let somebody listen. They may have delivered 40,000 house lot. But how much did it cost Guyanese? Guyanese who they are already taxing 40% on every dollar. 12 and 16 cents. 16% on everything you buy over the counter. Most things that you buy over the counter in VAT. And they're trying to tell us about how much they're delivering for Guyana. In my opinion, the government should be ashamed. The only thing the government could speak about that is benefit for Guyanese and can show love for Guyanese and show inclusion for all Guyanese and turn a different page in their book is raise the salaries, double the minimum wage, double the public assistance, and double the pension of the old people. The People's Progressive Party, Civic, can unveil as many ministers and shadow ministers and junior ministers as they want. But that is a stain that they can't rub out no matter how much they try. They can come into communities and pour some concrete and leave the children, the little babies and the old people hungry how much they want. And get a couple of the people them that have been oppressed for so long that they're willing to say, oh, the government is doing so much for me. Oh, APNU AFC never give me any contracts. Oh, APNU AFC never give us any grants. But they know, and I'm sure many of you Guyanese know by now, that it's nothing but barefaced robbery. And it's nothing but the indentureship system that they're running, that have the workforce and most of Guyana, 59% living at and below the poverty line. So government of Guyana, while we know you guys delivered the land, you didn't give Guyanese people anything. As a matter of fact, in 2024 and in 2023, the prices for land has continued to go up. And the salary of the people, you ignore all unions for the first 4 years of your leadership government of Guyana. It's not looking good. It's not everyone you guys are going to be able to fool. You can fool the people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all of the time, government of Guyana. You deliver the house lot, but the money going in you guys' pocket. That is what's going on. The house lots delivered, but where's the money going? You are already taxing us 40% on every dollar. The earnings of each and every Guyanese has gone up. It has multiplied about 600% since the APNU AFC left office. Government of Guyana, we don't want to hear about APNU. We don't want you to compare what you were doing to what APNU did, because APNU had way less money than you guys have. Your earnings in the last 4 years has been more money than every other party since the 70s have earned. So we don't want to hear about APNU FC. Let's compare PPP to PPP. Let's compare 2020 to 2021 when you guys took office. Let's compare 2021 to 2022 and you will see that the gross domestic product has continued to go up by double figures. Last year alone, you guys would have earned 3.6 billion US dollars in taxes alone. From 700 plus billion dollars in taxes you took from your Guyanese people who you are paying indentureship salaries. Your teachers would have been striking for a collective of 75 days. And when at the end of it, you used politics against us and tricked the system somehow and gave us 10%, which we know comes down back to 6.5 because we still got to pay taxes. 40% on every dollar. So Guyanese brothers and sisters, don't matter how many new bodies and fresh blood and nice smiling faces and people with swag and dress code and all these things these people try to push in our faces to try to mislead and manipulate and confuse and deceive us. We have to stay focused, brothers and sisters. We have to stay focused. Because with the mouthful that the minister in the Ministry of Housing would have just said, they may have delivered 40,000 house lot. But what did it cause Guyanese people? Added to that $700 plus billion in taxes that with the state of affairs in this country, in terms of the earnings from our oil alone, and how it affects the gross domestic earning per capita of each and every Guyanese, this government should have been able to cut back many taxes in this country. And they should have been running the same commercial tax or 5% less on the internationals that want to invest in this country. This is what the government should have been doing if they were a great government. Cutting taxes, increasing salary, doubling salaries, doubling public assistance, and doubling pension. Not give us land where we have to pay an arm and a leg at mammoth prices to people who have minuscule wages that can't even afford building materials. I truly believe that the government doesn't want Guyanese I'm speaking about, not their affiliates and cohorts and parties and voters, to own anything in this country. They want to keep all the land, all the money for themselves, so that when they build up the country from oppressing Guyanese people, they can impress their rich friends and the internationals when they come into this country. Wake up, Guyana. This is an Eternity Enterprise presentation. Y'all stay safe.